Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. The presidency has defended its declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State once again, saying that it was not true that the president was on a power grab mission in Rivers State. That is what we're going to talk about in this video, to show that the presidency was being smart by half, and that nobody would believe the presidency that what it came to do in Rivers State was a power grab or an unbiased interventionist in a matter. It's not an unbiased interventionist in a matter. In fact, the presidency was so biased that the speech that the president delivered in imposing the state of emergency was too one-sided that everybody had been calling out the presidency for its bias. So for it now to present itself as altruistic, that its intervention is not for power grab, is a total lie. The essence was to help the Minister of FCT get back the power structure he lost when Simi Fubara conducted the local government election against the wishes of Yeso Wike's camp and began to establish a new structure in Rivers State. So what they did was to disrupt it using the Supreme Court and all. So anybody telling us that the president's intervention was altruistic, as claimed by Bayo Nanoga, the spokesperson of the president, is not telling Nigerians the truth, and Nigerians know it, that they are not telling us the truth. In fact, the reason that the crisis festered to the level it did was because of the bias of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he was an honest broker, he would have called his minister to order. The minister had no business in Rivers State after leaving office. He has no business to be interfering in the affairs of Rivers State. After serving for 8 years and was made a minister in Abuja, he ought to face his business in Abuja. And the person that could call him to order to face his business in Abuja is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he refused to do that. And now he's looking for who to blame for what went wrong, and claiming that he was a do-gooder who came to save Rivers people from anarchy. Who does that and who believes that kind of fairy tale? Nobody believes that, except those who didn't follow the situation in Rivers State from the outset. Look at Bayo Nanoga in the statement that he issued. He said, imagine a Rivers State where President Tinubu hesitated. Imagine a Rivers State where President Tinubu hesitated. The political standoff could have spiraled into violence. It would not have spiraled into violence if President Tinubu called Yeso Wike to order. He's an appointee of the president. The president can call him to order and say, look, face your job in Abuja. Or if you want to go and play politics, you go back to Rivers State. We put somebody else in Abuja to be in charge. Then you can go to Rivers State and face Rivers problem. Okay? But the president didn't do that, and now he's claiming that the political standoff could have spiraled into violence with attacks on lawmakers and the state's oil infrastructure at risk. He says schools and hospitals will shut down, investors will flee, and the human and the economic tolls will be catastrophic. What was the presidency doing in its support of Yeso Wike when the court withhold the allocation of Rivers State? Is it not for schools and hospitals to be shut down? What were they thinking? What were they thinking when they supported Yeso Wike and co, who went to court to stop the allocation of Rivers State from federal government, federal allocation for Rivers State? Is it not that the schools will close down that the hospital will be shut down because teachers will be on strike, hospital workers will be on strike, everything will be paralyzed. So what is he talking about? That they are the do-gooders, when they were even among the people that enabled that kind of thing by seizing their location, punishing the whole of Rivers people because of pro-Yeso wicked lawmakers and seizing their location of the state. What were they thinking? Is it not for schools to shut down? Now they want to claim that if the president didn't intervene, schools would have shut down. Really? But that was you people's intention, at least the people you are supporting, the pro-Yeso wicked lawmakers. When they went to a Supreme Court and got a judgment to withhold their allocation, the presidency went on to say that there is no power grab. The statement emphasized, he said the intervention is temporary, surgical, and aimed at restoring, not replacing, democratic institutions. The 6-month suspension is desired to disarm warring factions. Oh, we didn't know that there are warring factions who are armed. The presidency is telling us there are warring factions. So which of the factions did the presidency support? Okay, we know because we listened to the president's speech, the warring faction that he was in support of. He was in support of the warring factions who are the pro-Yeso wicked warring faction. That's what it was, because his speech is filled with support for that warring faction. Because throughout his speech, there was no condemnation of the role of pro-Yeso wicked in creating the instability in Rivers State. The president couldn't be honest with himself that Fubara made effort to present the budget as directed by the Supreme Court. And all the pro-Yeso wicked people, including the lawmakers, were all building walls around implementation of that. They didn't want it to be implemented. And they used that as an excuse for the presidency to intervene on their behalf. Because let's say the truth, they could not impeach Fubara. So this is the best they could do, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State. They could not impeach him. That's the truth. They could not. So the presidency helped them to get what they wanted to achieve, even if it is temporary, to move out, to take out Fubara. Because you know that the impeachment notice that the pro-Yeso wicked lawmakers served Fubara was the beginning of the impeachment process. But that was where it ended, because the panel for the impeachment, the investigation for the allegations they laid against Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, will have to be investigated by the Chief Judge of Rivers State, Justice Simon Amadi. Justice Simon Amadi was not on the side of anybody. He was on the side of truth, because they know that he's not going to allow misplacement of justice. He's not going to skew justice in their favor, that he's going to do the right thing. What did the lawmakers in pro-Yeso wicked lawmakers did? They wrote to DSS. They wrote to DSS that they should investigate Justice Hamadi, accusing him of age falsification, so that they could take him out and be able to impeach the governor. That was why when I did a video, I said it was a lie when the Attorney General was saying that the Fubara was saved by the state of emergency. He wouldn't have been impeached, and they know it. It is because of Justice Simon Amadi, who they couldn't take to their side, who stood for truth. And they know that you can't impeach the governor without submitting the impeachment notice to Amade, who will set up a panel to investigate the allegations were made against the governor and his deputy. So that being said clear, it is very clear that the presidency cannot claim that what he did in Rivers State was an altruistic mission in the interest of democracy or in the interest of the people of Rivers State. It was purely political, in the interest of Bola Ahmed Tinubu ahead of 2027, and the interest of Nyesom Wike and co, who are working for Tinubu ahead of 2027. And therefore, you can say with certainty that it was a power grab. It was a power grab by Tinubu to take over Rivers State, as many people have alleged, including Yabaji Sani, former national chairman of Interparty Advisory Council, that what happened in Rivers State, the imposition of state of emergency, was a power grab. So the presidency cannot convince anyone that what he went to Rivers to do was not a power grab ahead 2027. That is the way Nigeria sees it, and it's difficult to convince them otherwise. The presidency have to bring a better reason on why he went into Rivers State the way he did. That's my take. I don't know what you think about this. What do you think about the president's defense that he didn't go to Rivers State for power grab? It is to maintain law and order. It is to ensure that things did not spiral out of hand. But the presidency, if it was sincere, was the one that could have brought remedy to the matter easily by calling his minister to order. The minister is appointing. He tell the minister, sit down, he will sit down. Stand up, he will stand up. Go, he will go. That is how it is. But the president didn't leverage his power over Nyesom Wike and allow the matter to spiral out of control. And he want to blame people, want to claim that it was another person's fault. No. The president, I believe, was clear-eyed. They were ensuring that Rivers State doesn't slip out of his hands. They went there for power grab, and the whole world has seen it. They can't deny it. They can only continue to deny it. But who will believe them? No reasonable person will believe them. That's my take. I don't know what you think about this, but whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.